Okay, hello Cloud Gurus and welcome to this lecture. This is a very quick lecture. We're just going to look at how we can fail over from one availability zone to another using RDS, and then we're going to go through and delete our environment. So if you've got the time, please join me in the AWS console. The last thing we can do is go over and do a simulated failure for RDS. So you can go and click on RDS. This can be a popular exam question. You can actually force a failover from one availability zone to another by doing a reboot. So if we click up here and go to Actions, we can go ahead and hit Reboot here. And here it says Reboot with Failover. If you click that, it's going to failover from one availability zone to another. Now this will actually take your website down a little bit. It can take your site down for 1 or 2 minutes because you're failing over from one availability zone to another. But let's go have a look. Just hit refresh. I mean, it's still up and running. You may get some outages sometimes, but right now, here we go. Now you can see it is timing out a little bit, but your downtime is pretty much going to be limited to about 30 seconds, maybe up to 2 minutes. So it's not a lot. It's still a very highly available website. So here we've got a 504 gateway timeout, and this means that there's something wrong with our application. There's nothing wrong with our application load balancer. What's actually happening is our RDS instance. Our web servers can't get a connection to our RDS instance because it's in the process of failing over. If we hit refresh though, there you go. It was literally down for about 90 seconds, so it is now back up. So you've done really, really well. We've built a fully fault-tolerant WordPress site in the cloud. Feel free to go through and starting to delete all your assets. It can take a little bit of time, but just go ahead and delete everything. You don't need any of this for the rest of the course. And I'm just going to go through and delete my EC2 instances. Don't forget to delete your application load balancers because they do cost you money as well. So you want to start by deleting your auto-scaling groups. That'll delete your EC2 instances. And then what you want to do is you want to go into your application load balancer and you want to go ahead and delete that as well. So you can delete your target groups first, then your application load balancer, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Hit yes. Before you can delete your target groups, of course, you have to go ahead and remove your registered targets. So just go in and hit remove, and then you can go ahead and delete your target groups. It can take a while for the registered instances to be removed from your target groups. So to delete your target group, you could need to go over to your load balancer, go to your actions, and then go ahead and hit delete. And then go ahead and hit delete. That'll delete the application load balancer. You'll then be able to go in and delete your target group. It can take some time. You might get an error message saying a listener is still available, but there you go, it's now deleted. And then if we go back over to our EC2 instances, we should be able to see we've only got one instance left, which is our write node, and feel free to go ahead and delete that. So it's just going to go in instance state and then hit terminate and go ahead and hit yes. If you do want to take an AMI of it, you can. It's totally up to you. I actually did just in case I need to redo this lab at some point in time. So that's terminated. You can go through and delete your S3 buckets. The main thing you definitely need to go ahead and do though is to disable your CloudFront distribution, and it can take 10 or 15 minutes to disable. I've actually got 3 running here, so I'm going to go through and disable. Let me just see if they're actually running. So 2 are disabled, 1 is enabled. So with the 2 that are disabled, if I just go in and hit delete, they will be deleted almost straight away. In terms of disabling a distribution, it can take 10 minutes or 15 minutes to disable, and then you have to go in and delete it. So don't forget to go in and delete it after you've disabled it. So congratulations, you've done really, really well. You've created a fault-tolerant WordPress site in the cloud. It was very manual. We had to go through and do a whole bunch of steps. In the next lecture, we're going to look at how we can use CloudFormation to automate pretty much everything. So if you've got the time, please join me in the next lecture. Thank you.